Roman Reigns has just made his big return to WWE, and a twist has already been introduced. So we'll see what's new there. We'll also see what's new for Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Starting things off with a big return for Roman Reigns during the March 10th edition of Raw. It was a spot where a lot of fans expected Roman Reigns to return at, and that's exactly what they delivered. CM Punk and Seth Rollins were taking each other to the absolute limit inside the steel cage. They were hitting each other with infinite finishers, super finishers, stealing each other's finishers, and the both of them kept kicking out everything that was thrown their way. Of course, with a steel cage match, you can win by simply requesting for the door to be open and simply stepping out of the cage, which both men did have the opportunity to do several times. But Punk and Rollins made it clear to each other they did not want that cheap escape victory. They wanted that decisive victory with a legitimate pinfall inside the ring. So that's what both men were focusing on getting. But while the cage door was open, Roman Reigns appeared out of nowhere and grabbed Seth Rollins out of the cage. Roman was not trying to help Seth Rollins win the match, not at all. He would never try to help Seth Rollins ever win a match. But due to the steel cage match rules, Roman pulling Seth out of the cage counts as an escape victory for Seth Rollins over CM Punk. So in the history books, it's going to say that Seth defeated Punk, but in actuality, it was a screwy finish where neither man truly won. So it was a way of protecting Seth and Punk from taking a pin over each other. But Roman continued to absolutely destroy Seth Rollins, and very understandably so. It's payback for what happened at Royal Rumble when Seth Rollins tried to fully put Roman on the shelf with the intention of making Roman miss WrestleMania. So that's why Seth Rollins was the main target of Roman's return. Not only because of the events of Royal Rumble, but Seth Rollins has always been this annoying thorn in Roman's side, so he's going to take Seth out with every opportunity that he gets. Now Roman seemed like he had no real intention of attacking CM Punk. There was no serious bad blood between Punk and Roman the way there is between Roman and Rollins. But what happened to be the breaking point for Roman Reigns was when he looked in the steel cage to see Paul Heyman caring deeply for CM Punk and trying to help Punk back to his feet while speaking to him. Roman's mood instantly changed upon seeing that. Roman entered the ring and proceeded to take out CM Punk. And it appears that the main reason why Roman attacked Punk was out of jealousy of seeing Heyman care deeply for CM Punk. During an ordinary attack on pretty much anybody, Paul Heyman is right at Roman's hip, guiding him and appreciating every small detail of work Roman was putting into the attack. But with March 10th, Paul Heyman couldn't care less about what Roman was doing because he was so focused on CM Punk. So that's why Roman took great offense to that. If Punk wasn't there, Paul Heyman would have been right by Roman's side and standing over Seth Rollins. But because of Punk, Paul Heyman is losing focus and Roman does not appreciate that. Also, can't forget the exact moment that Roman attacks CM Punk is also the exact moment where Punk has now broke his special promise to Paul Heyman. Go back to spring 2024, and Paul Heyman revealed that Roman Reigns had made Heyman a special promise that he, nor any other Bloodline member, would ever put their hands on CM Punk, out of respect for Paul Heyman. Because Punk is a very special individual to Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns kept that promise to Paul Heyman from 2023 all the way to March 10th, 2025, where that promise was officially broken and shattered. Roman Reigns laid his hands on CM Punk and brutally laid him out in the center of that steel cage ring, with Paul Heyman just inches away, seeing it happen right in front of him. Outside of a small window of time during that feud with Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman has been nothing but loyal to Roman Reigns for going on 5 years now. Paul Heyman has done everything he can for Roman Reigns in every which way that he could, even in 2024, where Roman was completely missing in action and Heyman was feeling the pressure to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the tribal chief. Paul Heyman still kept his vow to Roman Reigns and stayed loyal through thick and thin. But when it comes for Roman to prove his loyalty to Paul Heyman and honor that promise not to put his hands on CM Punk, Roman was unable to do that and broke his promise. It's setting up a very intense non-title triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. This triple threat combines a lot of intense hatred and deep storylines. You got Punk and Rollins' deep hatred for each other, you have Roman and Seth's long history with each other, and now you've got this battle for Paul Heyman's loyalty between Roman and Punk. So a lot of mini narratives all jammed together for this massive triple threat WrestleMania matchup. One thing that the commentators brought up again during this closing moment of Raw was CM Punk's special favor from Paul Heyman. Word on the favor has settled down in recent weeks, but now that Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are now directly involved with CM Punk's WrestleMania program, the big favor payoff should be taking place within this Road to WrestleMania timeframe. Another small detail that fans caught onto was a conversation that was apparently being had between Punk and Heyman inside the steel cage on March 10th. While Roman was taking care of Seth Rollins on the outside of the ring, Heyman and Punk did have a few minutes to whisper something into each other's ears. Now, what did they say to each other still remains a mystery, but one has to assume that whatever Punk and Heyman said to each other has to be leading up towards the big reveal of the special favor. And knowing about Paul Heyman's deep love and care for CM Punk, and now Roman going rogue and breaking that promise not to attack Punk, it does make you wonder if Heyman leaving Roman's side could be the big endgame twist here. When talking and teasing about the favor, CM Punk did say that it would be something that Paul Heyman probably wouldn't be that comfortable with. The biggest fan theory is that Punk was going to ask Heyman to leave Roman's side and come manage him full-time again like the old days. That's been the rumor #1 fan theory since day one, and after that moment on March 10th, it does look like that theory is still very much strongly alive. So these three men will meet at WrestleMania 41 in a triple threat match, and the big wild card in this entire scenario still remains to be Punk's favor. Is it something that will catch Roman and Rollins off guard, and how exactly could it change the tides here? The March 10th edition of Raw also featured a very big moment for the Women's World Title match at WrestleMania 41. Iyo and Bianca were having a very civilized and respectful interview segment to hype up their WrestleMania match. But that's when an irate Rhea Ripley heads down to the ring to confront Bianca Belair. Rhea just completely ignored Iyo's presence. Rhea got in Bianca's face for cheering for Iyo and wanting Iyo to win because Bianca knows she can't beat Rhea Ripley. Rhea claimed that Bianca should have stayed away from Raw last week to go handle that messy situation between her friends. Throughout this entire conversation, Iyo Sky became a complete afterthought. Iyo tries budging in, but gets so rudely pushed away in the face by both Rhea and Bianca. Iyo eventually snaps and delivers slaps to the both of them, holding up the title and emphasizing that she's the champion here and refuses to be pushed into the shadows. The segment was short, but perfectly sweet. It's looking like it will be a triple threat at WrestleMania for the Women's World Title, and it has a great narrative behind it. Rhea and Bianca are both individually great friends with Iyo and respect her, but this newly found tension and conflict between Rhea and Bianca has them treating Iyo like an annoying third wheel that's getting in their way of each other. So this is a very fun dynamic to play with. Rhea and Bianca have tunnel vision for each other and aren't really paying Iyo Sky any mind, and Iyo isn't standing for that. That segment closed out with Iyo reminding everyone that she's not the challenger here, she's the champion and is demanding respect. So that match either goes one of two ways. Iyo Sky takes advantage of Rhea and Bianca being so focused with each other that she's able to retain her title at WrestleMania and walk out as champion, or Iyo Sky's in the match to simply take the pin from Rhea and Bianca, which would leave the door open for potential singles matches between Rhea and Bianca down the line since they didn't pin each other at WrestleMania 41. That's the main two outcomes for this match, and we'll have to see which direction they go in there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.